There's my girl. There's my girl. There's my girl. Look at her. Begging. Just begging to be pet. Here she comes. What you're about to see here is just a bunch of clips I put together of this project, so don't go anywhere. This is what I deal with every morning here. Good morning. Gotta get some work done. Alright, so I just want to explain how I'm doing this curve, which is, you know, basic stuff, and there's more sophisticated ways to do this, where you can put it down and get a string with a center point and get a perfect arc and all that. But I've been doing all these curves here, and I'm matching a detail on the front of the house, and what I do is I find center, and I come up as high as I want to come, and I make a mark, and then I make these lines here that are all the same on both sides, and then I basically draw a line and eyeball it. It's pretty even there. And then I'll measure on each of these lines up into this point, and I'll transfer those marks over here, and then I'll get it, and I'll get a pretty symmetrical curve. Then I set my circular saw with the blade just below the surface of this, just the right thickness. I can cut this whole curve with that circular saw. These are the curves on the front of the house that I'm matching on the back. And they didn't do a reveal off the post. They just got the arc starting right from the post. And you can see that it's not a perfectly straight line on the curve, but that's okay. Hello. Hello. This dog follows me around everywhere. It's really funny. Hello. Hello. What's up, Pepper baby? Anyhow, I gave it a little bit of a reveal, so I thought that would look better. But on this end one, it's going to be tight. Because when I was laying this out, my client and I were BSing. So, it's okay though. I just had to eyeball that out there.
Oh. Here, this one's better. Okay, hit it. Hit it, babe.
She's not into it.
I know. Alright, you got the pieces, babe.
She saw the camera, she ran away. She was actually helping.
Come on, yeah. Oh, you want me to help you?
Hey, where's your dog?
Where's my clothes? Yeah. My clothes are in the house. You want me?
There she is. There she is. This bitch loves me. Okay, so pretty much good to go here. It's funny. One of the things that I do on all my projects is, I give a sketch of what I'm going to do, and then as I get going with it, little things happen, and I make little choices, and my design aesthetic becomes what it is. And so I started this project, and I thought I'm going to make this a little bit more on the rustic side because it goes with the house and this Western theme thing that my pal is into. I just wanted to explain a few things. Right now, it's probably looking rough. I don't know, it might read pretty good on camera. All this is going to get sanded and painted. I have to knock these corners down with a router, all the sharp corners for the painter, and he could do that. There's a couple little bolts I got to cut off with the grinding wheel. Same thing down here. All all the bolts to go through. I'm going to cut them just at the base of the nut here. And then if you look underneath here in the beam, this is what I was talking about with these 2x that I ripped down to 2.5 inches. And by running them up along the rafters, what that did was, because all these rafters were twisted on me, I put the blocking in, you know, to straighten all that out. But then as it went out this way, they were twisting. So I was able to put this tool, which is right over here. I picked this up at Lowe's. This is not the one I wanted, but it's the only one they had. So you can rest this up on the joist and pull down on and get the twist, but it doesn't grip real well. I got an idea about how to make that, create some texture on that so it'll work. I might even weld an extra piece on there. Well, I won't do it. I'll have one of my welder friends do it. Anyhow, when you twist it up, so you nail the 2x to the joist on both sides, then you twist this correct so it's straight, and then you run some nails in here. And when you do that, and then you nail it from the other side, what that does is this makes this a solid, rigid piece now. That turns this whole thing into a nice, solid header. So everything's attached. Same thing over here. So this is way overbuilt for what it is because tin is going on top of this. There's no decking going on top first. So it's way, way, way overbuilt. There is maybe enough room. I don't know. You can always change it down the road. The cool thing is this framing will be here for quite some time. But there's just not a lot of room between the top of that 2x6 and the bottom of that fascia board there. I got enough room to slide the roofing and maybe a 3/4 inch, but we're not doing it. That wasn't the plan. So, and now you can see why I was trying to explain this in another video. You see the distance from the bottom of the ledger board to the top of the trim over the door? I had a 2x6 was all I could work with for these rafters to still be able to have enough room underneath the fascia board to slide the roofing. Keeping in mind, the metal roofing is going to stop 4 to 6 inches before it hits the wall. And again, the idea there is the sun will be beating on this tin in the warmer months. Any heat that builds up will just roll right up to there, to that gap, and it'll come right out over the eave and create like a convection thing. It'll be nice. So, yeah, again, I don't like showing this at this stage because I don't know how it looks to some people, and a lot of you guys, I might not mention something that I'm planning to do that you see, and you're like, hey man, you should be doing this. Believe me, I'm on top of it. It's okay. I went with a 2x8 just for a little extra oomph, but could have went with 2x6, but that's what she wanted also. And, you know, you see the beam here. I don't want to get too into this. So the roofing is going to come, it's going to hang over all of this a couple inches on this side. Same thing on the other side, same thing on the other side. It's all good. I woke up this morning, it hurt to swallow a little. Keep the perverted jokes to yourselves. So I'm a little run down. I'm beating myself up in the sun, wearing the tools and everything else. I got to relax for a couple days, do a couple things over at the house. But painter's going to be here this weekend. And he's going to sand it, prime it, paint it. And then next week I get the tin on, and I'm pretty much done. I'm just about done today. I just got to hit these hard edges with the router. I've got 2 more bolts to put in the bottom of these 2 posts over here. This one here and the one on the end. And then I'm just a few days away from having this job fini. But I thought you guys might appreciate this. I know a bunch of you have been watching. So I haven't been jumped by any 180-pound lesbians yet either. I'm looking in the shadows. Thanks for being here. You guys have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one.